Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, Ashok, you go ahead.
okay.
I will share the screen. Avtar Meher Baba ki jai.
Avatar Meher Baba ki jai. The seven realities: existence, love, sacrifice, renunciation, knowledge, control, and surrender. I give no importance to creed, dogma, caste, or the performance of religious ceremonies and rites, but to the understanding of the following. 1. The only real existence is that of the one and only God, who is the self in every finite self. 2. The only real love is the love for the infinity God, which arouses an intense longing to see, know, and become one with its truth, God. 3. The only real sacrifice is that in which pursuance of this love, all things body, mind, position, welfare, even life itself are sacrificed. The only real renunciation is that which abandons, even in the midst of worldly duties, all selfish thoughts and desires. 5. The only real knowledge is the knowledge that God is the inner dweller in good people and in so called bad, in saint and in so called sinner. This knowledge requires you to help all equally as circumstances demand without expectation of reward. When compelled to take part in a dispute, to act without the slightest trace of enmity or hatred, to try to make others happy, brotherly or sisterly feeling for each one, and to harm no one in thought, word, and deed, not even those who harm you. The only real control is the discipline of the senses to abstain from indulgence in low desires, which alone ensures absolute purity of character. The only real surrender is that in which poise is undisturbed by any adverse circumstance, and the individual amidst every kind of hardship is resigned with perfect calm to the will of God. Given by Meher Baba in 1952. Avatar Meher Baba ki jai. Thank you, Karthik. Over to you. Hello.
Yeah, Jai Baba. Let's get started with our reading. So we are continuing with volume 5. And where did we end? Did I not save it? Yes, here it is. Okay, so we continue with the new section from that new section. Anybody wants to start by reading now? The ocean becomes the oceanized individual.
Okay,
Ravi, you
I'll
want to
read.
read? Okay, go ahead,
Yeah,
Mama.
sure. Jai Baba.
Go ahead, Ravi.
Yeah,
Mamaji, okay? Okay.
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. But next
Jai,
round, we can, yeah. Jai
sure.
Baba.
Jai Baba. The ocean becomes the oceanized individual. During one of the massive public darshan programs Meher Baba held in the year 1954, more than 70,000 people assembled at Wadia Park in Ahmednagar. At that time, he gave a special message entitled Meher Baba's Call. It began age after age when the wick of righteousness burns low. the avatar comes yet once again to rekindle the torch of love and truth. Age after age, amidst the clamor of disruptions, wars, fears, and chaos, rings the avatar's call. Come all unto me. Although, because of the veil of illusion, this call of the ancient one may appear as a voice in the wilderness, its echo and re echo nevertheless pervades through time and space to rouse at first a few and eventually millions from their deep slumber of ignorance. The time is come, I repeat the call, and bid all come unto me. Years earlier, Baba had explained to his close ones that God in the beyond state is not consciously man, and that man in the world of illusion is not consciously God. However, the God man, being God as well as man, becomes a divinely human link between God and humanity. He not only brings God of the beyond state to one and all, but he also helps each one to come closer to and finally merge into God, merge in God. In one of his
Pause you for a.
circulars,
Can I pause you for a minute and then we go and see that in chart 11? I know it's very obvious, but then it's diagrammatically described very correctly here.
mm,
So you have God in the beyond state at this level, the second row, right? The second row is God in the beyond state. Then
mm,
the third row is the Kutub, which is the Sadguru or the Avatar, right? And so he comes down from the beyond state. So if you see verbatim what Baba says here, he's not consciously man, and that man in the world of illusion is not consciously God. However, the God man, being God as well as man, becomes a divinely human link between God and humanity. He not only brings God of the beyond state, God of the second row, let me go there, God of the second row down uh, to one and all. But he also helps each one to come closer to and finally merge in God. Now, again, that's the arrow. He has connectivity to all, and then he goes back up that way. I mean, he's able to push others above, right? Just a quick cross reference.
Karthik,
mm.
perhaps you can underline that portion.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, but yeah, you can. Maybe yes.
We have to, let me understand here.
Mhm,
The God man,
mhm.
being God as well as man, becomes divinely human link between God and humanity. Okay,
Yeah.
that's very clear. He not only brings God of the beyond state to one and all, but he also helps each one to come close to and finally merge in God.
This
See, he
panel,
not
let's
only,
remember, is paraphrased or at least quoted by Bal Natu. With that in mind, let's read. Yeah, go ahead, Ravi. You were saying something.
so what I'm, see, Baba experiences God states. Okay, God, what is God state that Baba experienced? There is only one state, that is God state, which we cannot understand. But for our understanding, Baba made the beyond state of God, which nothing is happening, just God is eternal existence, neither conscious nor conscious, neither non-conscious or neither unconscious nor conscious. It's like a
Row one,
impossible row one, correct.
row one. Yeah.
So here, God man brings the beyond state of God to the uh,
To
uh,
from
to
here,
universe.
row
Yeah,
three and below.
yeah. But experiences God, that is beyond state of God, simultaneously as being a man as well as God.
Correct.
Hmm. Did I confuse any people?
No, no, I think you helped clarify. I hope everybody agrees. Or if anybody has any comments, please feel free.
See, only when coming into the creation world, Baba created this beyond state of God and beyond state of God for our clarity. But while going back into
So,
union,
mhm,
he only talks about God. That is union with one God. And that is the beyond state of God.
correct.
That's what my
So,
understanding is. Hmm.
just to comment on that specificity
Hmm.
of Baba created that distinction. The distinction existed, but Baba shone the torch highest on it, right? So the distinction between Paratpara, Parabrahma, and Paramatma, the distinction between all the different Sufi terms that describe the beyond, the God in the beyond state, and the Sufi terms and the biblical terms that describe God in the beyond state, are always there. Baba's greatest contribution is to bracket all of them, put them all in order, and present that in a way where we better comprehend and stop using them synonymously. Paratpara Parabrahma is not equal to Paramatma. Avatar is
Again,
not a loose
no,
term.
again, no,
Sadguru is a
again, Baba
specific term. Yeah,
insisted.
yeah.
Again, Baba insisted there is no difference between beyond state of God and beyond state of God.
Yes, yes, yes.
Baba is
Yeah.
very clear
So
on that. Okay.
correct, correct. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's semantics, but I'm just bringing out the fact that a lot of these distinctions, I mean, the distinctions were there. Baba has
Mm.
shown light like no one else on that,
Hmm. Yeah.
right?
Correct.
So that's all I'd like to add.
Jai Baba.
Okay. Yes, Namita ji.
Uh,
Are you
this is
thinking?
like,
Are you thinking with your heart and feeling with your mind?
no, it's a detour. It's like a master Excel sheet, right? Even
Yes,
at that
seriously,
time, isn't it? Can you imagine how
absolutely.
beautifully he has systematically done the information?
This is just mind blowing. The more I think about it, it's mind blowing.
My God.
Right? Yeah,
Oh my Baba. Thank you. That's all.
absolutely. OMB. Okay, let's continue. Raviji, in one office.
See, all these things, we think so and so created, this
It's
person
all
did,
Baba.
that person is did. It's all Baba's ideas.
Yes, no,
Baba
it's
who
all
creates
Baba's
this.
the
Yeah.
idea and plants the idea and makes the work,
And
right?
gets it
So
done
You see,
through people. Yeah.
Jai Baba, you see, the whole world is using the alphabet board. Everybody.
yeah, yes, absolutely.
Yeah. In one of his circulars to his lovers, Meher Baba stated, God is absolutely independent and the universe is. That's it. The God is absolutely independent and the universe is entirely dependent upon God. Yet, when the perfect masters effect the descent of God on earth as the avatar, they make reality and illusion interdependent each upon the other. And thus, it is that his infinite mercy and unbounded love are eternally drawn upon by those who are immersed in illusion. Between God and the universe, infinite mercy and unbounded love act as a prominent link which is eternally made use of by men. What is this?
Yeah,
Use
of
of
you made use of by men.
use of by man who become God, Sadgurus, perfect masters, or kutubs, and by God who becomes man, Avatar, Christ, or Rasul. And so the universe becomes the eternal playmate of God. Through this prominent link, the avatar not only established life in his divine play, but also established law in illusion. What is
So
number six?
the prominent
Hmm.
link is love, right? And
Mhm.
we can relate to that. But
Hmm.
this master Excel sheet does not have love. Let that sink in, right? Where is
In,
love
in
here?
in whole God speaks, the love
There's
part is
very little
very,
love.
very minimum, very minimum.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
There is,
Anyway,
because I remember Don Stevens, when he had a meeting in Minneapolis a long time ago, he said there's no love in God speaks.
oh,
There's
he brought that
no,
up.
Baba
Okay.
never used the love in God speaks. And then when I was reading, I remembered those words of Don Stevens. Then I found love. I forgot where it is. But I found Baba using the word love in God speaks, but I forgot where it is. Anyway, but Baba did not use any prominence for love in God speaks.
Yes.
Francis Babazon, one of Meher Baba's close
So
Australian
before that,
disciples, and
the
hmm,
before that, the cross reference was Life Circular number 24, and that's where this message was given. And if you
right.
see this uh, message, the big thing is the point of using love as the link between illusion and reality. And if you read this line, are you reminded of any chart? Anybody? When you see they
They
make
make
reality an
reality and illusion different.
so if you see it starts here actually. God is absolutely independent and the universe is entirely dependent. Yet when the perfect masters affect the descent of God on earth as the avatar, they make reality and illusion interdependent, each upon the other. Any ideas on what that could be referring to?
Uh,
Jai Baba, there is
Hmm.
a chart in which there's a circle in which illusion and reality is mentioned. It could refer to that.
Which
There is a
chart?
So
chart
the
God speaks, which has got a circle. It's got illusion. It's got reality. Two.
I'm not sure if it's there in God Speaks. Let's open
Yes.
it up.
Yes.
Oh,
no,
you're
in
talking
God
about the
speaks,
yeah. You're talking about that.
yeah.
Karthik,
Yeah,
in God
that's a
speaks,
good one.
it
Yeah,
is,
that's a good one. It's chart
what is
six,
that?
I think. It's chart
Yes.
six. You're
Hmm.
One
talking
second.
about six. That's one reference. I was reminded of something. I'll bring that up.
Yeah.
I'm
Jay
reminded of
Baba, I have a
the
comment to
dedication
make.
Baba
Chart
did.
seven. Sorry,
Oh, this
Kama is
one.
saying something. Too many people talking together. Yeah, one at a time. Ravi and then Kama.
I was thinking of dedication of God speaks, the
Yeah.
illusion that
Okay.
sustains the
Very good.
reality,
Very
right?
good. Correct.
Hmm.
That's a good cross reference as well. So, are you thinking of this?
This is a good one. Hmm.
This a good one.
Yes.
I
I'm reminded
was
of this. The circle and that's got two semicircles, illusion and reality, which are two different you know paradigms.
yeah, very good one. I was reminded of something which I will bring up now.
And here there
Page
is
20.
God, God man and man God in reality.
Yes, yes. I was reminded of 27 here.
Jay Baba, let me finish.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
The comment about the word love not being in God speaks. I had a insight that when we talk about Sachitananda, infinite power, infinite knowledge, infinite bliss, and the union with the divine beloved, basically Sachitananda is divine love. You know, one can assume or imply that what you're experiencing is divine love, even though it is not defined as Sachitananda. But so subliminally, one can say God speaks doesn't explicitly mention the word divine love. You can do a search on God speaks and see where the word love comes. I have not done it, but that's my observation, Jay Baba.
Good point, Kama.
Yeah, good
Kama, where are
point.
you now?
But good point. Let me just finish off a comment before we ask Kama where he is. On Satchidanand, I'm actually trying to see. So, what does Sat mean? Anybody?
Truth. Truth.
So, where does that belong?
God.
So, where does that belong? So, is that to be correlated with GSM? So, is it? So, that's where I'm
God
struggling
is
as
from
well,
our
right?
point of view. From our point of view, God.
Okay. So,
From illusion point of view,
Sat
Sat.
is that? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
Illusion's point of view, Sat is?
Yeah. Uh-huh. See, what is
Finish
the
what
what
is.
is the mean what is the meaning of the Sat is that which is permanent, okay? And we experience impermanent. With
Correct.
respect to impermanent, the truth is Sat, that is permanent. We change. Everything in this creation world changes. Sat doesn't
Correct.
change. Sat is the only one doesn't change. Sat, Chit means intellect. Ananda
Correct.
means bliss. Yeah.
Fair enough. So, this is something we did very early on, if you remember. Where is love here? So, the size of the font of each of these words is proportional to the number of times it appears in the text. And this is for
Which
God
text is
Speaks.
this?
God
Oh,
Speaks. This is for God Speaks, right?
love.
So
Okay.
obviously, God is the big, most frequently occurring one. Impressions and soul and infinite get prominent positions. Planes, states, conscious experience. But where is love? And to take up what this one Kama said, we can quickly go and see where is that reference that you said. There will be multiple, obviously, references to the word. Love, but we'll just see
This is
if there
everything
is
and
some.
nothing, right? This is
Yeah,
everything and nothing.
this is what I was reminded of, by the way, for the interdependence. So here there is something which is independent and something which is dependent. So what is dependent? I mean, what is independent is God, reality,
Hmm.
big God.
Hmm.
What is dependent and is just a projection and is temporary is illusion, right? So that is what
Hmm.
I was reminded of that. Now let's
Right.
just see
Yeah, Baba,
how
one
many
more
times.
comment.
Yeah, yeah.
One more comment.
Hmm.
You just showed this graphic figure where the word God is the most prominent name, correct?
Correct.
So we know from everything and nothing, the lover and the beloved, the first two lines is God is love and love must love.
Correct.
Okay. So
Yeah.
also in the chapter discourses on love, Baba
Mhm.
talks about divine love is God.
God,
Okay.
yes.
So right there,
By
and the other
inference.
comment is in the seven realities, the first two reality, the only real existence is that which talks about that one self, capital self. Okay, so you have existence and capital self. And the second one, the only real love is the truth, infinity, right? So you have
Mhm.
three more aspects. And for my own sake, I've added for seven words. One is being, and the other one is awareness. So technically, God has many different aspects depending on the context and what we are talking about. And the definition God is divine love. And since God, the word God itself is being repeated so many times in God speaks, so subliminally, he's only talking about divine love, That's it. Hey, Baba.
Subliminally and by mathematic inference, if you enlarge the scope to his entire body of works, absolutely. But then our logical curiosity is restricted to seeing why has he not referred to it enough in God Speaks. But for some reason, my search is broken, as you can see. So I'm not able to search the text. It's not able to do a text search on PDF. But if
See,
anybody can,
one more comment
please
Yeah,
feel
is
free
Baba.
to do it
God
and
is
let me know. Yeah.
the book God speaks is more like a clinical mathematical
Mm.
presentation of the
Hmm.
spiritual constants. So you
Correct.
can't make an equation of the word love, but here in God speaks, the whole framework that he has given is very mathematical, okay,
Correct.
quantitative.
Correct.
84 lakh human lives, 7,000, 56 God realized souls, and so on and so forth. So, in that sense, one can look at it like, it's a very quantitative, clinical presentation of the spiritual constants in God speaks. Yeah, Baba.
Jai Baba, I agree with Kama, because when you read God speaks, it's more like covering the syllabus, understanding information. If you get it and then it evokes love and you understand all of that, it's another. But like discourses and other books evoke that love, this is more to do with the brain, okay, this is the
Theoretical.
structure,
Yeah,
this is how it
theoretical.
works, this the shrishti, they say. So this is how the world works, this is the maths of how it runs. So love is not in there. I also don't feel, it's more information like covering the syllabus than feeling love after reading God Speaks. Jai Baba.
Yeah, but I agree with you on that, and with Kama. But I think that probably more mention of love here would have been uh, even better. But I mean, we are nitpicking with and questioning Baba's judgment. There is a logic in everything he has done. There is obviously divine will and divine plan. So let's get back to our reading, if that's okay with everybody. But it was a good side exposition that we had. Let me go back to the book.
See, this is only for what did Baba used the word in the last page? Intellectual convulsions.
Yes, exactly.
Prospects
That's
is
what we're
only
having.
for the.
That's what we're having right now. Questioning
That's
Baba and
why
trying to
I
see.
was, that's the reason I was asking a few days ago. How many times did Baba ask us to read this book? Many times was the answer, as many times as possible. So, how many
Correct.
times can we have intellectual conversions in life?
Are you hearing it run in your veins?
Not
Because
yet.
that's again a Baba quote. Yeah. So then you're not yet
That's,
there.
yeah. No, but
You
you
have to
see,
read until you hear it in your running in your veins, is what Baba. I think. I mean, paraphrasing, but he said that.
mm,
Uh,
That's,
so I
that's
think
only
it was
told
in
to some
response
people, not
to
for
some people.
everybody.
Yeah.
Only for
Yeah.
some
Yeah.
people. Yeah.
Yeah.
only for some people. Okay,
So
that's
first figure
some
out if
relief
you're
for
in the
me.
sum, and then
I got relieved. Thank you, Raviji.
Have some rum and figure it out. So
Jai Baba,
okay.
without
Jai Baba.
self knowledge, you can't have self love. Okay, they go hand in hand. To have self love, capital self, you need to have self knowledge. They kind of two sides of the same coin. So I think when we talk about intellectual convulsions, we don't stop at that. The intelligence part is only one person inspiration to get clarity. Before you play a ball game, you have to know the rules of the game, 100%. So God speaks, gives you that framework.
Yes, sir.
And that is a way, especially for men who use our minds, because for
Uh-huh.
women, it's the heart that comes. So, in that sense, I think one can say that God speaks is an intellectual exposition leading towards divine love. We can say that because you have to
So,
practice it anyway. Hey, Baba.
no, I understand. So, my question was, how many times do you keep reading the rules of the game and not play the game itself?
Uh-huh.
sure.
It's like
Actually,
rote
Yeah,
learning, and it's conceptual learning. Okay. Some people
correct. Yeah,
keep chanting Mer Baba Baba, but be in the blah blah club, BBC. So that's another story by itself. But
right. Yeah.
um,
Anyway, each
actually,
one.
what we need is two things. One is to love Baba. Second thing is to bit by bit lose our eye consciousness.
Mm,
Then only we will be able to love deeply. We are reading
I,
God speaks using our intellect only to help to improve our love to Baba. That's all. What are
I
we going to do
agree.
with learning all this? It's already big picture, right? It's all theory.
Mhm,
It's all theory.
mhm.
Yeah. So
I
without
like that.
love, Without love, there is no success in either material life or spiritual life. That is the thread. Just like breathing is important for the material body, grow subtle or mental. So I think love is the drug which helps both in the material aspects of life and the spiritual aspects. Jai Baba.
Yeah, Baba.
Jai Baba.
All right, shall I continue?
Yes,
Please,
Jai
please.
Baba.
Yeah.
Okay.
Francis Babajan, one of Meher Baba's close Australian disciples, and a great poet.
Again?
And
I think you have to mute, Mamaji.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead,
okay,
Ravi.
thank you.
Start
Thank you.
again.
Yeah. Francis Babajan, one of Meher Baba's close Australian disciples and a great poet, in his book, The Silent Word, expresses something of the mystery of the avatar. Men are born and die and are reborn until they die into the deathless and are never born again. But one man, being birthless and deathless, takes birth again and again because of the cry of the world for relief from the burden of living. This man is the God man, whole God, perfect man. Because he is God, his actions as a man are perfect. And because he is a man, mankind partakes of the divine qualities of his godhood. He is the junction of reality and illusion, bliss and misery, knowledge and ignorance, power and helplessness.
What is
It
junction
is
of
like
reality and illusion?
illusion. And if you
Can
take
somebody?
ocean as an illusion, if you take ocean
If I
as
can
God,
pause you, just finish off the next para and then we'll discuss.
okay,
This one. Yeah.
he is the junction of reality and illusion, bliss and misery, knowledge and ignorance, power and helplessness. His birth as the creation and his birth as the divine beloved are both stories told out of a dream until he is born in us and we in him. The purpose of the creation was the individualization of the ocean of being into drops. And the purpose of God's man form was that the drops should know that they are the ocean.
Wow.
On one
Just read this again, this last paragraph. This is very, very
mm,
profound. Just
Very,
note
very
carefully.
profound.
Yeah,
mm,
note carefully. It's a very profound para. Please read again.
mm. His birth as a creation and his birth as the divine beloved are both stories told out of a dream until he is born in us and we in him. The purpose of the creation was the individualization of the ocean of being into drops. The purpose of God's man form was that the drops should know that they are the ocean.
Yes. Very, very
Yes, very
profound.
profound.
Very, very
Very
profound, right? So this one
interesting
is,
expression. Until he is born in
yes,
us and we in him.
very, 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 two different ideas, but very, very profound. Actually, three ideas. So his birth as the creation. So even creation is
Mm,
nothing but a something which is a story. We are listening to it as a story out of a
mm,
dream. That's basically playing on. I mean, he's a poet, so he's a master poet, right? So he's basically
mm,
talking about the dream within a dream where we hear the story of creation and his birth, but then he actually is born in us and we in him. So very, very beautiful, right?
mm.
Very beautiful. Okay. Yeah, you were saying something here on the junction part, and Sunil also had a question on the junction.
Yeah.
Why is it junction?
So if you just go to the beach and stand there, you see look at the ocean and you can imagine that's all Baba, you know, ocean of love. Baba is there. And here we are standing on the beach, I mean, there is a sand and all the people basking on the sun and all these people, there's all illusion. But the Baba is standing in between the ocean and the ground, where the waves are touching the beach. So Baba experiences the ocean as well as the illusion. That's what. At one time,
Yeah,
I had a
that's.
dream like
Mhm.
I was even below beach, trying to crawl up to the beach. This is the image formed in me long time ago. Still there in my mind.
Interesting. Very interesting. So to
Sorry, what?
specifically respond to Sunil on the junction question, I think it's similar to what was said a few paragraphs before, where Baba says that he is the one that brings reality into illusion and helps those in illusion move to reality. So I think it's just play on that words to say you are between reality and illusion. Okay, seven and the rest. And the God man here is literally at the junction, right? He's
Mm, mm,
has full access to both, access and experience rather of both simultaneously, and can push all those individualized souls towards Godhood.
mhm,
That's
mhm.
my understanding.
So when God lives the illusion, uh, he experiences illusion, right? So did Baba experience illusion?
Mhm. Yes,
Um,
simultaneously.
so
No, so
experience in the word of perceive or feel the so I mean there's many ways to understand Sunil's deep question. So what do you mean by experience? Experience as in see and interact and deal with things of illusion, absolutely.
Yes,
But
yes.
experience as in be limited and not know the true nature of illusion, no, because he
No.
knows the true nature of illusion, right? That's what I
Yeah.
would
no,
No.
say in
See, if you
no,
look
the
at
experience
his avataric,
also,
mm,
no, that Baba
yeah,
experienced all the pain and pleasure of the
yeah,
living
yes.
in the creation, as every one of us does. So that is
And
the
is no,
factor we have to consider. He lived a man also, and he was God. So that is the junction. So he used to have the experience of illusion, and also through that he gave examples to the whole humanity that I am experiencing what all you are experiencing, and I am telling you that this is not the truth. So get out of this. So you can't say he did not experience. He has experienced two accidents, all the travails of all the suffering, everything he has experienced, maybe more exemplified uh, to say to show it to the world also than
No, no,
any
no,
normal
absolutely.
human. Yes,
When I said the not part was he's not limited by anything, right? But
he is not
what you
limited, but
subtly
he himself.
brought out is, yeah, what you subtly brought out is important. No other God realized soul or even a perfect master goes through the pain, whereas he
Yes,
actually goes through the pain
yes,
as
yes,
the avatar, and that has been clarified in multiple places. Whereas for example, the perfect master in his third journey in his body form does not go through pain. He
yes,
acts
mm,
as though he is in pain
yeah.
because for him it doesn't happen. Pain doesn't exist. But for Baba, as we have seen and heard in the detailed accounts of the illnesses, the accident, and the even the spasms, the pain was real, and he
Pain
experienced
was
that.
real.
And
Yep.
yeah, yeah,
So he has got individuality too. Baba has got individuality. He has got, just like us, he has got his own subtle mind and subtle body, mental body. And he also has universal body and universal mind. He uses appropriately. He doesn't use his infinite power, infinite knowledge, and infinite bliss. Rarely he uses infinite knowledge for his avataric work. But bliss he does not use because he has to use as a human to go through suffering. That's the big part of the avataric job is to go through the suffering. If he has got bliss, he cannot experience the suffering. So somebody has to take out those sanskaras, right? What we created due to ignorance. So he has to go through that suffering and take out the sanskaras, which we cannot bear. We cannot, because Mandalay number of times they used to suffer a lot, seeing Baba suffering a lot. So they used to request Baba, Baba, give us some share. He said, no, 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 you cannot bear. So one time they were going on pestering Baba. They said, okay, bear something like a 1% or something like that, he said. In the morning, everybody started feeling very, very, a lot of pain and mental tortures and everything. And by afternoon, they came back and said, Baba, we cannot withstand this. Please take it out. And Baba had to
Wow.
take it out. So,
When was this? This is,
huh?
I've not heard about it.
Yeah,
Very
I've also
interesting.
not heard. It's very interesting. Yeah.
Uh, Jai Baba, I think he uses infinite knowledge. How else can any human being know so much?
No, he used the infinite knowledge to talk about it, but he rarely used it. Because number of examples are there when they bring the babies to show Baba, even though the bottom is not tied, he used to ask, is it a girl baby or a boy baby? You know, such questions. In spite of being infinite knowledgeable, he also used to be infinitely ignorant. So there are a lot of instances where Baba used very normal conscious being. He used to like cream, he used to like certain curries. He did not like certain things. All these things were there.
So
If you
that
listen to this Mandali Hall talks, money and rich, they talk about all these things.
Yep.
That there are like
people,
Okay. Does that
664 talks.
true,
Yeah,
true,
Jai
true.
Baba,
So
I have a comment to make on the word experience. I think that the word experience that we ordinary human beings, we have experiences. But when we are talking about the experience of, God consciousness and creation consciousness, as he said in God Speaks, to understand the infinite eternal reality is not the goal of individualized beings in the illusion of creation, because the reality can never be understood. It has to be realized by conscious experience. Therefore,
Hmm.
the goal is to realize the reality and attain the I am God state in human form, and which can only happen when you're in the Sachitananda Nirvikalpa Samadhi state. So I think the word experience and the word realization are two different things, Jai Baba.
Yeah.
okay. So I hope Sunilji got some food for thought. May not be a full answer, or so.
but
On that
I,
note, let's continue. Yeah, Sunilji, boliye.
I think we need to think deeper on what is that junction and how Baba used to live his life at the junction. If we equate that to Baba, God living life at the junction in human form. So
Correct.
junction, you can go here and there, either way. So where did he go left and where did he go right from the junction? And what did he do at the junction? Something for us to think. Because one
Sure.
day we also have to reach the junction, right?
No, he used
No,
divine.
actually,
Hmm?
We cross the junction to become God.
Yeah, we have to cross the junction. So we will
You have to
pass
cross
that
the
junction.
junction.
We
Yeah,
will pass that
so
junction one day.
we will.
only
Yeah.
junction we will pass is this junction here.
Jai
Okay,
Baba, yeah, the junctions,
this is
the
here.
junctions are
This
also
is the
going
junction
through
we will pass. Yeah.
Nirvana, Nirvikalpa
No,
Samadhi. There are four
no,
journeys,
that
we are
is
talking. Yeah.
So that is divine junction. That is the four states of
Correct.
God. From Mazub
Correct.
to Jivan Mukta state, that is the junction.
Correct. Correct.
Turiya Avastha, that is Turiya Avastha. But we
Correct.
have to become from grass plane, we have to go to the involution path.
Point is illusion or no illusion. That's it. Very simple. Oh,
No, we are in illusion until the end.
correct, correct.
The
That's what
only
I'm saying.
time we cross is when we enter the seventh plane.
Right.
Or when you get the union, that is the moksha, liberation. You
Absolutely.
get the union. Otherwise, when you get realization, yes, you cross the junction.
Hmm.
So you
Yes.
have like the false junction in the six planes of involution, first plane to the sixth plane. Whereas, as Ravi just said, the real junction that you're crossing is when you're either getting moksha or you're getting nirvana before death and then nirvikalpa samadhi. So that is the real junction, the seventh plane. So all the other planes of involution are part of the illusion. As Baba said, the chasm between the first plane and the seventh plane and the sixth plane and the seventh plane is infinite.
Infinite. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So
Perfect.
that is
Yeah.
why
Yeah.
we don't need to experience the planes of involution because it's going to be a waste of time. You get right from high school, or if you're a child prodigy, you do your PhD and get out. You don't need to do higher secondary, bachelor's, master's, and so on and so forth. So that is why Baba has recommended that just go veiled. I will help you in this process by being veiled and don't ask for anything. Don't even ask for love. Just surrender and follow the my wish postulates. Jai Baba.
Okay. So let's continue reading. I think this was a lively discussion. If everybody's okay, we can continue to think about the junction analogy. Please remember, this is Francis Brabazon's words, not Baba's. And the topic that we are discussing is the how is it the junction of reality and illusion, bliss and misery, knowledge and ignorance, power and helplessness. Right. So more to our individual thinking, and all the thoughts discussed as well were very useful. Also, I was just looking at the time. Maybe we can rotate and get some others to get an opportunity to read as well. Mamaji, are you ready to read now?
Yes,
What time is it, Sunil ji? What time is it in Singapore? Are you in Singapore?
Yes, Singapore is
Yeah,
10:48 a.m.
10:40. Anyway, after this talk, you still have to go and eat lunch. Remember
I'm
that.
preparing my breakfast. No, late breakfast.
Illusion. Okay. Yeah.
All
Okay.
right.
Thank
So
you, Jay Baba. Thank
uh,
you.
Jai Baba.
thank you so much, Raviji, for reading, and Mamaji, you can start.
yes. On one occasion, Baba conveyed, man realizing God is like a drop of water swallowing the entire ocean, no less. I gather, I gather that in the case of the avatar's advent, the ocean first contracts itself into a drop, human form. Then, at the ordained moment of unveiling, this drop realizes its oceanness. And again, out of compassion, the ocean consciously returns to its dropness while retaining its oceanality, ocean, oceanity. This is the state of the avatar. I think this
Very beautiful.
explains what
Very,
all
very
we
beautiful.
discussed.
Very,
Yes,
very beautiful. So actually, just read this again, please, if you don't mind.
yes. On one occasion, Baba conveyed, man realizing God is like a drop of water swallowing the entire ocean, no less.
So just pause there. So this experience and this quotation is directly Baba's, and Baba saying, drop of water swallowing the entire ocean. Just visualize that, or just imagine, or just think about it. It's mind blowing, right? So
Yes.
now this is Bal Natu now. Please continue.
I gather that in the case of Avatar's advent, the ocean first contracts itself into a drop, that is the human form. Then, at the ordained moment of unveiling, this drop realizes its oceanness. And again, out of compassion, the ocean consciously returns to its dropness while retaining its oceanity. This is the state of the avatar. I'll just interject here. The avatar's advent, the ocean first contracts itself into a drop human form, that is his childhood. Then at the ordained moment of unveiling, this drop realizes its oneness, the kiss of the
Baba Jan.
Baba Chan. And again, out of compassion, the ocean consciously returns to its
Oh, sorry.
dropness while retaining its oceanity. That is his life afterwards, after
Correct.
uh, declared by the master, and also his training with uh, the last master. He stayed for a long period of 11 years or 7 years, I think. Then he exemplifies both his oneness and oceanity.
Correct.
Can we vision out this idea?
Yeah, I think that's a good, very good explanation and mapping of
Yes,
the statement by
Balu.
Bal Natu. Yeah. And that explains the title of this section. So if you remember, we started the day with a name to a section. The
Yes,
ocean becomes the oceanized individual. So
individual.
that's the section.
Yes,
So ocean, the big one, becomes the oceanized individual. So that's the contraction and becoming a drop. And but he's actually ocean, right?
yes,
So let's continue.
yes.
Um, yeah.
Referring to the recurrent advents of God man, Meher Baba stated, "In me I am free, but in you I feel bound. In the beyond state, there is no binding. There is absolute freedom, absolute existence. What sublime state it is. From that sublime state, I have come to your level." But this was not easy even for Baba. One day, while sitting with his
So
Mandi,
again,
Baba,
if I can pause 1 second.
okay,
So in me, I am free, but
mm,
in you, I feel bound. So this is again a very beautiful line. So how he is bringing out the unity of everyone, right?
yes,
And this again distinguishes the states that we were reading about earlier, right? So there is a coming down from the beyond state to the perfect master state. There is a coming down. And he says, Baba says, in this beyond state, the experience of bliss is unmatched. And you're letting go of that and coming down to the avataric state, right? So from a sublime state, I have come to your level, Baba says, right? So
yes,
yeah, anyway, we can continue.
So here Baba says, in you, I'm bound.
yes.
How do
Yes.
we understand that? That's again reference to the junction, right? So
No,
No, I think here the reference is the ocean as Baba is free, but
so
the
God state
ocean
versus
in
man
terms of
state.
drops,
Very simple.
yeah.
No?
I'm
Isn't it
sorry,
God state versus man state that Baba
man state.
lived?
Correct. That's all. Yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah,
So in
yeah.
man state, he's bound, and in God state, he's completely not bound.
yes,
So
free
when he lived both the states together, that's where he lived at the junction.
junction.
Hmm.
Yes,
Correct.
And we said he experienced pain because he lived as a man. But my question is, there's so many other human experiences, day-to-day experiences, and if we have to learn from the way he lived his life, we must also try and understand uh, how he led his life. Right? That's an example for us.
yes, yes,
We read that earlier. that he comes down to show that drop is the ocean and ocean is the drop, or something like that. So that junction is very important for us to study. That's an example
Yes.
for us to follow. So maybe we should keep thinking about it.
He
So
is
he
he
must
is
be
the
actually, it's
bound.
best
very
example. He is the best example to emulate.
Oh,
So in earlier paragraphs, we saw how he is perfection personified. So we can never reach that stage, but he is the ideal,
yeah,
right?
that's my
So
point. You see,
yeah,
my
yeah,
the the thinking
in
that's
living,
going on
yeah,
in my mind is we can keep talking about seventh plane and all the different avasthas and God realized souls. We're not there. We are on first plane, or not even
right.
there, maybe. Yeah. So he came down to this level to show us how to live, guys. I'm, like a Maradona, but I'll become a goalkeeper for you and show you how to do the goalkeeping and follow me. So we must
Right.
study how he behaved at first plane at the junction so that we also can do certain things. We'll have to overcome all these uh, pains and bondages in this plane where he demonstrated to us how to overcome. So that was my thought. Anyway, yeah, that's all. Jai
I
Baba.
think, can I comment? Can I comment here?
Yes, yes,
Sure.
please. Yeah.
Yeah. Our goal, Sunil ji, is before becoming Baba lover, we are on our own. I behave, you behave according to our own sociological conditions, our own sanskaras. Okay, whatever we like, whatever we don't like, whatever the society tells us, whatever we need, that's how we change all that stuff. Now, having come to Baba's fold, our spiritual fold, what we are trying to do is we are trying to learn the spiritual values. How do we walk in the spiritual path? That's what we are learning. And our goal is really not to become one with the God, only to be reached to the near junction. That's all. Once we go there, by holding on to Baba or a guru or a spiritual master who is a real spiritual master, he will take us to cross the junction.
Yes, I
Our
agree.
job is only to go there. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
Prepare ourselves to be there. It's all in the illusion. God speaks, discourses, glimpses, all these things for us is to how do we change our my own way to the spiritual way? That's all we are doing. Once we reach there, once Baba thinks we are ready, he will take us on a boat to the other side.
Right.
We don't have to worry about that. We don't know how to go there. We cannot go
Mm-hmm.
also.
Right.
Only way is to be prepared, be ready for that. That's all. Jai Baba.
So, thank you.
And one more point which I can visualize and tell Sunil is that, say, the different phases of Baba's life and different activities and experiences and his teachings in different phases, we need to critically analyze, as you said, to know how we progress and what all he has shown. So ultimately, uh, why did he go through the new life? So we'll have to analyze that. So at the end,
Absolutely, yeah.
yes, like that, if we start analyzing from the day of his awakening, what all he did and what were the progress or changes that went throughout, and after the say new life phase, he said, "I have done everything."
Mm-hmm.
That is what is the stage we may have to reach
Mm-hmm.
in this growth phase of
Mm-hmm.
the spiritual path. So this
Mm-hmm.
not actually, I am not speaking of the planes as such. So
Mm-hmm.
before we go to the planes, which is say somebody will drag us into the planes. But as we are living today, we have to go through these stages and then reach that stage where we are say, ready for the film. And there will be a master or an avatar who will take us through that, as what Ravi told now also.
Yeah, I completely agree both with Raviji and your explanation. Question is only how. Yeah,
Oh, yes.
yeah, it's it's not
So
what,
that's
but
what
how.
we have been,
But Mhm.
what we are doing in this group. If we imagine that, so one aspect is we are reading a new book and also we are reading an already read book. So
Mhm,
that is
mhm,
one sort of an exercise where we
mhm.
crystallize something and imbibe a new idea also.
Absolutely. No, I
So
agree with
how
you. That's true.
this is
My
travel. So now we
Mhm.
have come to a junction where, as you are telling, we need to understand what all went through in the life of Baba in a systematic way and try to summarize and then try to inculcate that in our life.
Right.
So step by step, point by point, things like that. So that will
Yes.
be the growth phase for us.
Yep. I agree. Jai Baba. Karthik, carry on. Sorry, who was reading?
Yeah, yeah, sure, sure. Let's continue.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Jai Baba.
Okay. One day, while sitting with his Mandli, Baba gestured, when after this, when after the kiss from Baba Jan, I knew that I was the ocean. I did not want to come back to ordinary drop consciousness from that blissful state where I was, where I alone was. But despite my resistance, the five perfect masters kept pulling me down to ordinary consciousness for my destined manifestation as avatar. Upasni Maharaj brought me down to normal consciousness.
So again, that's also from the family letters, page 174.
Not
So these are
153.
Baba's
Uh,
words. Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Meher Baba's sister Mani wrote in one of her letters to the West that that we may find him. He allows the finite to bind him. That may find him. He allows the finite to bind him. And while bound, he is human enough to miss his infinite free state of being. And in another letter, she shared the following concept. For the world, while oblivious of it, the greatest event is when God visits the earth as man. The cloak of humanness that God puts on for our human sake is the highest revelation of his godness. Time and again, God manifests his glory to man in the supreme image of God man. There is a
There's a
reference
cross
also.
reference. Yeah,
Yes,
there's a cross reference. So that is also from
family letters.
oh, yeah, family
No,
letters. Yeah,
no,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Sorry. So the first one was from family letters, and the
Ah,
second one is also from family letters. The second letter is Meher Baba's, I mean, Mani's writing.
Lord Baba seldom gave spiritual discourses as such. However, he would at times, while in the company of his close mandli, casually make comments which, though succinct, were nevertheless deeply profound. One such remark was that the avatar is the oceanized individual. This means that the avatar knows that as the ocean he lies hidden within each individual drop, and that time simultaneously all drops are contained within the ocean. What a paradox. But because it is impossible for an individual to conceive of the infinity or to approach an infinite, shoreless ocean, that ocean, out of love and compassion, becomes its own shore, and that shore is the God man, the oceanized individual, the divine link between man and God. Ravi's idea of the beach and thinking on the slide. The boundless love and compassion of Avatar is the hidden ocean in every heart. When anyone remembers him wholeheartedly, the waves from the ocean flood one's heart, cleanse it of its impurities, and gradually dissolve one's softness, revealing the drop's intrinsic unity with the ocean. This paragraph is really a good explanation for us.
Yeah.
The boundless love and compassion of Afghan is the hidden ocean in every heart. When anyone remembers him wholeheartedly, the waves from the ocean flood uh, one's heart, cleanse it of its impurities, and gradually dissolve one's dropness, revealing the drop's intrinsic unity with the ocean. Baba
He
himself.
is wholeheartedly remembering him. That's the trigger in this para.
Mm.
So when anyone remembers him wholeheartedly, the ocean floods the heart and cleanse it of its impurities and gradually dissolves one's darkness. Yeah,
I just want to comment here.
sure.
When we were very young, I'm talking about 60s, very often we used to get some sort of a messages from Ahmednagar, from Baba. And invariably, in every message, this line used to be added to the matter. Remember me wholeheartedly and constantly. This word, I never used to, pay any attention to that. But my father, when I went to college, he used to also always write after all the letter, he used to add, don't forget to remember Baba wholeheartedly and constantly. A simple thing, if you can do it, that is the meaning of love. That's the meaning of our paths to towards the right paths. Jai Baba.
Baba himself simplified the whole matter, putting it in proper perspective when he gestured to one of his dear ones, pour your drop into my ocean and become the ocean reality, which in reality you are. Pour your drop into my ocean and become the ocean, which in reality you are. Yes, yes, yes. We have to conceive this and then start doing this, pouring our drop into the ocean.
Don't forget what Ravi said. Remember
Yes,
him wholeheartedly
yes.
and constantly. Yeah,
Okay, somebody can take over, may leave early.
sure. Namita ji, you want to read?
Hey, Baba. Okay.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay. The foregoing was
Yeah, the title is, yeah, you can read the title as well. Yeah.
personal reflection on Avatar's grand game. The foregoing was a somewhat abstract look at the nature of Avatar's role in general, but it does not precisely answer the question raised earlier. Why did Baba declare his avatarhood in 1952 and not in 1922? Perhaps,
1954, not in 19.
yeah, sorry. Perhaps the answer to this question lies in relation to the introduction in 1954, as in other phases of a new rhythm in the functioning of Avatar's work. Just as there was the ordained moment for Babajan to unveil the infinite consciousness in Meherwan, so too, there was a divinity planned moment for Meher Baba to openly declare his true status, and this was in February 1954. Perhaps it would be interesting and also amusing to recount how Baba's statements concerning his divinity affected my own slowly evolving and involving relationship with his with how Baba's statements concerning his divinity, my acceptance of Baba as the avatar was a very slow process, and the certitude I eventually developed continues to renew itself and spread its roots and shoots in the depths and heights of my consciousness today. So actually, I think even for the people near Baba and for rest of us who have joined the fold now, it's a process of getting him ingrained deeper and deeper into our being, realizing that He is God, He is Almighty. Your mind keeps on asking you questions, and it's in disbelief for a long period of time. But slowly, but surely, it does. The grooves of your belief gets get deeper and deeper as we think of Him constantly, as we read about Him, and as we are in submission to everything He displayed during His life. Everything is a beautiful example to follow. The way He treated everyone, and how so those behavioral patterns, I don't know whether he was doing it as a man or a god, but those are exemplary ways in which we can say, yes, it's important to have a kind heart. It's important to help people out there. Your conscience is a barometer on its own when you are in Baba's fold. It tells you, yeah, this one won't work. That is better. And then you go back to Baba's life and see, yeah, your heart says, yes, you're on the correct path. Things that your heart doesn't agree with, your conscience or your sixth sense doesn't work with, it doesn't look like, it doesn't look Baba like. So, in this path, we develop this sixth sense and intuition of our own, which is Baba's voice within us, for us to be discerning and see how we can better our ways of conduct, how we can forgive, how we can love, how we can submit, how we can have gratitude. So, he he improves that beauty of feel within us, and then we are able to emulate his behavior, and that small drop in us becomes bigger, bigger, bigger with him in us, where you feel that it's only him, we don't exist. So that's his grace on us, and we are so privileged to be on that path. Jai Baba, thank you.
Best answer to my question of living at the
Wow.
junction. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Baba does not impose anything on anyone, but allows one faith and love to develop at its own natural pace. The fact that my conviction in Baba's avatarhood blossomed so gradually is testimony to my overestimation of the importance of intellectual understanding. Most significantly, however, it bears witness to the Avatar's grand game of loving patience and his patient love for each of his
followers. In the mid 40s, I was blessed to hear about Meher Baba and had a craving to learn, to read everything written by him or about him, although I had no intention of following Baba as my master. To me, at first, he was simply a great man. Later, I accepted him as a saintly person. But but my heart was on yogis and especially the Purna Yogi of Sri Aurobindo Baba's life. And his words impressed my heart, but at the same time, they challenged my mind. Why Baba observed silence, I thought I could understand a little, but the importance given to its breaking and the effect that would have on world consciousness was hard for me to accept. I started reading the discourses by Meher Baba, which were in those days published in India in 5 volumes. The first article in the first volume was on the avatar. According to my understanding, saints and Sadgurus could glorify the avatar, but they could not write about his status. And as the avatar is far above them, I thought, how can Meher Baba write about the function of the avatar? So I simply skimmed the article and went on to the next.
One
Must
second, there is a cross reference. In 1987, these 5 volumes were published as one volume by Shariar Press, Myrtle Beach. So till then, it was published as separate volumes, 5 volumes.
I started reading the discourses. Okay.
Sorry. Yeah, you have to start from here. I must.
I must, however, admit that Baba's other articles impressed me with their finely pointed logic and the simple yet elegant style with which they were written. The discourses in love, the search for God, the discipleship, the ways of the Master, and the series of articles on renunciation, ego, and Maya stole my heart. These articles shed light on the various points that had been troubling me for some time. Nowhere in my reading had I ever found these subjects dealt with so lucidly and directly as Meher Baba had done in the discourses. I read Baba's biography in Marathi by Dr. C.D. Deshmukh, and later I read The Perfect Master by C.B. Perham. In this latter book, I was deeply struck by Baba's answer given to James Douglas, a famous reporter of the time, in an interview published in London's Sunday Express, April 10, 1932. The reporter asked Baba, "Are you divine?" Baba smiled and answered, "I am one with God. I live in Him like Buddha, like Christ, like Krishna. They know Him as I know Him." Baba's other answers, although seemed cryptic to me, nonetheless moved me with their profundity. But Baba's reply to the question, "Are you divine?" appeared to me to be rather boastful. It seemed Meher Baba was implying that he was superior to Baba, Christ, and Krishna. I felt that the most I felt that the most Meher Baba should have said was, "I know him as they know him, and not the way around." In Purdam's book, the whole subject of avatar or of Baba being the avatar was not directly dealt with. In 1947,
So
Jean A.
hold on one second. So in the first biography was the one that's being referred to as Purdam's book. Purdam's book, like we encountered earlier or we discussed a few weeks back, does not directly deal with him or refer to him as Avatar, and because it was published way before 1950. Uh, just let's just see this line that not Bal Natu is thinking about. I am one with God. I live in Him like Buddha, like Christ, like Krishna. And then he goes on, they know him as I know him. So they all, Buddha, Christ, and Krishna, know God as I know God. So that's what um, uh, uh, Bal Natu is saying. I know him as they know him, and not the other way around. So is this a little bombastic? Is Natu's point? Just wanted to underline that.
But there's also one thing, then he is
Mhm.
distancing him and God. There is knowledge quotient in between uh, Baba, Christ, Krishna, and the Almighty God. He's
So
not saying
we
I
have
am
to
God.
understand that we have to understand that. So the Baba is here, God is here. These two states are God.
I see.
So there is a subtle yet important yet in another way insignificant difference, right? So Baba's also said, right, there's no difference between these two states. So in all, it's all contextual, but when we read it, we have to keep in mind that in certain contexts there is a difference, and in certain contexts he is here, and God in the beyond state is above that. God in the beyond is above even that, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
In 1947, Jean Adriel published a narrative of her spiritual experiences in relation to Meher Baba under the title Avatar. The book was published in California, and it was not until 1948 that a hardcover edition of this book was mailed to me by Adi K. Irani, Meher Baba's secretary, hereafter referred to as Adi. I grumbled about the high price, but when I learned that Baba had approved the list of who was to be sent a copy, I felt that I must read it thoroughly. Opposite the title page was a picture of Meher Baba. It showed a slim figure with flowing hair and fingers tucked in the pockets of his Parsi style white coat. The focus of the picture was not sharp, and behind Baba, one can dimly make out how some hazy mountains in the distance. This lent an air of mystery to the picture, enhanced by the far off look in Baba's eyes and the suggestion of sunlight partially illuminating his face. Under the picture, there was a quote: "It is my part in the divine plan to bring to the weary world a fresh dispensation of eternal love, Meher Baba." Incidentally, the 1971 paperback edition had a different cover, a different photo, and a different message under it. Jean had dedicated the book to the living Christ, whose beauty the very heavens cannot contain, but whose presence may be found in every humble, loving heart. So beautiful.
Beautiful, beautiful, very beautiful.
I read this book with great interest. I was captivated by Baba's photo, and I was greatly impressed with the contents of the book. But both Baba's quotes and dedication sounded exaggerated, at least according to my understanding. The quote attributed to Baba's claim, which I thought was too great for even a perfect master to make. My heart was repeatedly stirred to accept Baba's divinity unconditionally, but my mind was just as repeatedly provoked to challenge his divine status as too far reaching. Yet, despite my doubts, Baba's love and compassion were such that not only did he allow me to spend time with him, but he never let my doubts interfere in any way with the love he showered upon me. I think that's the same with us also. He should have kicked us long ago. I was like a piece of worthless iron, pulled to Baba solely because I of his magnetic divinity. I continued to have my personal interests in literature, astrology, and social work, but Baba never forbade this, nor did he even give my give me direct specific instructions as to how I should live my life. In those early years, however, in reply to the letters I sent to him, Baba would send me his love and blessings. And even as I read the word Baba had dictated, I charge felt the charge those words carried with them, and I would feel blessed. So, this is also the charge, the reading of God Speaks and all the other literature, the charge of the fact that it has come from the Master's intellect, hand, love, that the number of times we keep on reading it, that charge magnetizes us. Jai Baba. Whenever I would be in Baba's presence, all questions and doubts about his divine status totally disappeared. Baba's presence was overwhelming, super real. During my visits, I never asked Baba any questions about anything. Each time it was a silent Sahwas immersed in his unconditioned love. Over the years, my interest in theological and metaphysical matters, as well as my desire to see my spiritual personalities began on this on their own wane to wane. But this was a long drawn out affair and had its ups and downs. As I read books by and about Baba or his messages, I would sometimes feel confused and the old doubts would surface. But his love always sustained me. I did not know then of Avatar's exquisite skill in allowing one's mind to meander capriciously this way and the that while all the time it is secretly drawing one's heart even closer to him. 1954, the year Baba declared himself openly to be the Avatar, was also an important year for me on my way to accepting Baba on his terms. That year, in May, I somehow got involved in a visit to a saintly person. Baba was in Mahabaleshwar near Pune, and I went to see him along with Adi. As always in his company, my heart was filled with exclu- exclusion,
Exaltation.
exclusion. But during
Exaltation.
exaltation, okay, sorry, exaltation.
Yes.
But during our conversation, when Baba asked me whether I had told the saintly person that Baba is an avatar, I felt ashamed and replied in a low voice, "No, I didn't." Baba Baba knew that I did not have the courage to say that, so he continued, "If you do not have faith in me as the avatar, you could have at least told him that Meher Baba says that he is the avatar." I was abashed by my own lack of faith and remained silent. The topic of the saintly person I had visited provided an occasion for Baba to deal harmoniously yet critically with this subject.
Humorously.
Uh, harmoniously
No,
yet
no, deal humorously, yet
yeah,
critically.
I see. Yeah, yeah. I see it better. At the at the close of the conversation, Baba looked straight at me and gently, but with an air of divine authority, gestured, "Bal, know well, I'm the real one." Wow. What a blessing to have the avatar declare his status directly to me in such a way. Yet for a dunce like me, the propitious propitious movement of grace which allows for total acceptance had not yet come. What patience the Avatar has in drawing his people to him. What unconditional love. The God man has a personal relationship with each of his lovers, yet he lets it unfold very unnaturally. The relationship becomes a channel through which he awakens love in the hearts of his dear ones. For no heart can remain untouched by his boundless concern. His his infinite caring displayed in so many impersonal yet intimate ways. And it is this love which leads and helps his lovers finally to accept him without any doubts for what he is, the God man, the prophet, the Christ, the avatar. Jai Baba. I think we are
I think that's the end of the chapter. Yeah.
yeah, we ended at correct time, 11:30.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
just in time. Jai Baba,
Indeed.
thank you for letting me read.
Oh, thank you. You're welcome. And thanks for reading. Uh, Beautiful session again. I think the discussion was even more interesting. Um, what I am taking away is we are seeing through Bal Natu all the experiences that we are going through in our lives in understanding and dealing with Baba's divinity, both personally and in our lives around us, right? So it's a very nice glimpse, right? A comparison that we can get, and also we had some very interesting talk on how we can learn from the avatar, which is what I'm taking away. Very beautiful. Thank you very much, all of you.
You.
Yeah,
Thank you, everyone. We learned a lot.
indeed,
Sharing
indeed.
our thoughts.
Jai Baba, Jai
Baba
Baba.
is the one
Ravi,
who
you
is
are
active
coming
here.
to Paramarthithi?
Why are you talking to?
You.
Oh, no, no, sir. No, I'm not. I'm
Okay, I'll
going to.
stop recording.
Yeah.
Tad Meher Baba ki
I have
jai.
other plans that have been, so I'll be cramming up my travel. So yeah, I
Okay.
just got back from Dominican Republic,
Oh,
and then I'm going to Egypt very
wow.
soon.
So get yourself
So maybe
photographs at the same place where Baba got himself photographed.
where?
Yeah. Going to where,
In
Baba?
Egypt. There is a
Oh,
famous
yeah,
picture
yeah,
of
at the
Baba in
one
Egypt
side of
in front
pyramid,
of,
right?
yeah, in front of
Yeah,
a
Yes.
pyramid.
yes,
So, but you
yes,
have to buy
yeah.
a hat and then do it. Baba had a hat.
Baba had a hat and a suit. I don't think I
Yeah.
can wear a
And a
suit.
suit and a tie.